It appears we got a live one, folks. There's a QAnon Twitch streamer. So, background information here. I also stream on Twitch. Now, this particular Twitch streamer has actually been incredibly effective at gaining an audience. And in doing so, she's had to tell a few interesting stories about herself. One being that she is a time traveler from the future. And in that future, apparently Donald Trump has been reinstated as president. And therefore, she needs your help to make that future become reality. But then again, if it's from the future that's already happened, then, okay, we're getting into a causality time loop. Oh my God, my brain is going to explode. All right, anyway, let me give you the details on this. Okay, so now Vice News is reporting that the streamer Terpscore Maris Lindemann has been whipping up thousands of followers to carry out a plot to oust elected officials in the U.S. and replace them with other members of QAnon. After months of building a network of groups in all 50 states, she promised her followers that retribution is coming for what she says was the stolen 2020 election. How many years in the future is she supposedly from, and why the hell hasn't she gotten over 2020 yet? Like, seriously. All right, sure, okay. Now, she again claims that Donald Trump, in this alternate future of ours, has been reinstated into office. Complete and utter insanity. Yes, she is causing a time paradox. Nuttiness, right? But it's not without purpose, of course. There's a method behind the madness. It appears that she has become rather wealthy from collecting donations from her devoted followers. In fact, she raised over $87,000 and used that to buy a Tesla. Wow. $80,000. I want $80,000. I want a Tesla. I can't afford a Tesla. I mean, again, Elon Musk is kind of a douche, but that doesn't mean the cars are bad. I'm just saying. How do I get $80,000 in donos? That's amazing. I mean, I must be doing something wrong here. You know? Maybe we'll rebrand for QAnon. No, I'm kidding, of course. It really does show you, though, how very easy it is for people to grift their audiences on the right. It really is. And let me just say, I have an amazing audience. You're all incredibly generous as it is. And understand that this is not about money for me, personally. It's about progressive message, making a better world, leaving the world better off than when I found it, and trying to get good policies for people. I unlike a lot of people on the right and some on the left, I don't want to grift you, okay? And besides, I know that you're all too smart for that. And besides, I could never do something just for the money. It would mean I couldn't sleep at night. Understand? I could not sleep, which explains why I don't have a $2 million house or an $80,000 Tesla or my own indoor skate park in a mansion. I can't do that. I do okay, but I'm nowhere near that level. These big names make a lot of money. And look, I'm incredibly fortunate that I can even do this career. And without having advertisers, sponsorships, signing on to big corporations. I get my money through Patreon, donations, super chats, and of course, YouTube ads, Facebook ads, and the occasional ad on Twitch. So I couldn't base my career like some people do on lying to people, but apparently this woman can, and she does so unabashedly. Again, she calls herself a time traveler. And she thinks that says that there's going to be some great reset. And the interesting thing is, she's not just talking about it, she's doing this. Okay, according to Vice, her plan was relatively simple. Mars Lindemann claimed that vote counting equipment used in states across the country were not properly certified, and that as a result, all elected officials are illegitimate. Republicans and Democrats, all of them. Great reset. Okay, great reset. Now, she claims that this opens the door for anyone to file what's known as a quo warranto lawsuit, an arcane legal action that requires a person to show by what warrant an office or franchise is held, claimed, or exercised. Now, she, of course, has not provided any evidence to back up their claims. The voting machines are invalid, much like Mike Pillow. You know, they don't have the evidence. They don't have the goods. Okay, so they can't prove anything. All right. So now, after filing the lawsuit, any resident of a particular state can then apparently justifiably oust an elected official from the same district and replace them until a new election is held. Now, let's see. A person that is, this is a live streaming analyst that has been tracking Mars Lindemann's activity on Twitch for months, told Vice News, quote, "From what I can discern, the final step is meeting at the Ohio Supreme Court, where they will look to have Ms. Lindemann filing their election fraud warrants in an effort to remove the so-called illegally elected representatives and to take their place. Looking at her followers' messages and reactions, she seems to have legitimately convinced her viewers that they're going to take over the Ohio Senate and House of Representatives seats through this movement." So these people actually literally believe this. It's not only sad, but also kind of dangerous. Now, for one, what happens if this doesn't pan out? If your little plan doesn't work? Sure, you drive away with your Tesla, and that's good for you, but you think these people are going to go home? You think there's going to be, shucks, I guess it didn't work. All part of the plan, I guess. No, they're going to grab their guns. That's what they're going to do. That's really the final step. When people feel like they're out of options, and they really believe that what they're hearing is true, because some influencer on the internet told them so. God, I remember when our parents were like, don't trust anything people say on TV or the internet. And now you got that same boomer generation that's out there going, by the way, you should trust, the person at www.freedomeagle.com. They're telling me that Donald Trump's going to get reinstated. These are dangerous. This is dangerous. Again, when people run out of options, they feel like they're out of options, they're going to grab their guns. And as far as these grifters are concerned, again, who cares? She'll just drive away with the money. She's making a good living off her own lies. She's not going to get in trouble. She's not going to get arrested. She did nothing illegal. Maybe she'll get booted off of social media. Who knows? But I don't really care. What I care about is the actual repercussions with spreading conspiracies that will ultimately or could ultimately lead to people being hurt. And that's what I'm worried about. We're in a situation now where one of the two major political parties in this country is a conspiracy cult. And that conspiracy cult literally despises their neighbors, the people they live and work with and share a country with. Despise them. Think they're all child or a Satan worshiping child predators. That's what they believe. It's insanity. Now, the immediate question, of course, is how do you get people to not believe that anymore? How do you break people out of that? I don't know the answer. I really don't. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. I have no idea. Honestly, I don't know how to bring people out of this. But my question is, the other question I should say, is how we got here. And that I think I might have a little bit more insight. Because from what I see is these influencers and these politicians going around spreading conspiracies online, creating these, ironically, the safe spaces, right? And online communities that are separated from reality. And this is allowed to continue to fester. And again, if nobody stands up against it, if nobody goes to correct it and to pop those bubbles, well, then it's going to continue to spread. And that's terrible. If we can continue to look at how, and by the way, that's just one side effect. In reality, there are material conditions that will create this distrust of news media, government, et cetera, that lead people down to these conspiracy holes. And so the sooner that we find out exactly how we got here, the sooner we can try to prevent at least a large part of these people from slipping into this alternative reality. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.